This is our first event of the day, and we are very, very proud to be associated with Raka Sevens. Thank you very much for giving us that opportunity. And this is a new strategy that is being used globally to end violence against women, girls, and children, and that is using sports as a vehicle. So we have been doing this for some time, for about 6 years now, we're trying to get into volleyball, into rugby, but we have had many requests from rugby tournaments and from secondary school. I see Bella here from FRU, the work that she's doing, very good work in schools to promote rugby. So for us, this is not just giving money. As you know, we also are dependent on donor funding. So this is part of the budget that we have in promoting gender equality, ending violence against women, and using sports as the vehicle, and in this case, it is rugby. So it is, on the one hand, to promote women and girls' participation, to have more women and girls participating in sports like rugby, and particularly for Fiji, because rugby is just so important. And it's not only to do that, but it's also to create, in this case, literally a level playing field, yeah? So that, when men and women, males and females play, they're playing from a place of equality. So working towards that also. And a playing field that encourages and enhances women and girls' participation, but also inclusion. And it's not enough people say that we've got so many girls playing rugby now, we've got so many teams participating. That's gender equality when you have the numbers. But it's about equity, about what are the steps that are being taken, the strategies used to ensure there is equal and full participation. And that means equal sharing of resources, equal treatment of both men and women. So if the women are staying the men are staying at a resort during training for major tournaments, the women are also staying at a resort and not at some camping ground somewhere, things like that, so that they also feel they are important, and that encourages them more. And it's also equal media coverage, and since members of the media are here, it's so important, to have as much coverage for women as for men. In fact, there should be more coverage for women because there is so little coverage, So you play a very important role also in advancing women, their inclusion and their treatment, and how people look at women playing rugby or any other major sport. So these are the various things why we are here, and also, of course, encouraging zero tolerance to all forms of violence. And creating a violence-free environment. That means sexual harassment, that means domestic violence, that means rape, and so on. So creating that sort of an environment, and also recognizing the barriers and dealing with those barriers that prevent women from actually entering the sporting field. And there are many of those. So how do sporting organizations how do they address those barriers? Do they ignore them or not? We'd much rather we encourage those barriers to be addressed. And particularly for participating in these tournaments, we want to raise awareness on violence against women, girls, and children. In Fiji, the media recently has been reporting high rates of violence against children. Our survey shows that 64% of women in this country suffer from domestic violence, have been beaten at least once in their lifetime by their partners. Those are very high rates. Fiji has one of the highest rates in the world. About 1 in 4 women are raped in this country, and about 16% before the age of 15. So these are very harsh statistics. And this is one of the vehicles we use to address this. So raising that awareness amongst the spectators. Rugby, as we all know, is very, very popular. So among spectators, but players also, and the officials of rugby. And so we are also planning workshops with officials, with referees, with administrators, and so on, so that they are aware of what we are trying to promote. So hopefully by the time the tournament comes around in November, we'll have held those workshops. We also want to develop interest and commitment amongst rugby players. So So they take up the issue also. So they become good advocates, stop their own bad behavior and influence, changing their own behavior and influencing good behavior towards women and girls in their own spheres of influence amongst other players and so on. So the whole thing is about lowering and ending tolerance of violence against women, girls and children, and the whole idea of us contributing to this tournament is not just to have our names up there, but actually using this as a strategy in our overall game and objective and mission of the Crisis Center, which is to end all forms of violence against women, girls and children. Thank you.
The Raka Sevens Committee would like to take this opportunity to sincerely thank Fiji Women's Crisis Center for their generous sponsorship and support to local rugby. Fiji Women's Crisis Center fights for the elimination of violence against women and children and providing equal opportunities for all genders. For me as a parent, a father and a brother, I've witnessed firsthand the effects of violence against women and also children. I've also witnessed discrimination when it comes to gender in the sports arena. This partnership means a lot to me personally, and I'm happy that this year Raka Sevens will be adopting the same values into the tournament. In having said that, we would like to officially welcome the Fiji Women's Crisis Center as the Raka Sevens Women's Cup sponsor. The Women's Cup will now be called the Fiji Women's Crisis Center Cup. The winner of the cup will be walking away with $10,000 as cash prize. Once again, thank you, Ms. Shamima Ali and the team at Fiji Women's Crisis Center for your generous sponsorship. We hope this is the beginning of a long and fruitful relationship between us. Thank you.